What's up, guys? Okay, we are gonna, for the first portion of this, dive into how chords are constructed. Over the course of the next few videos, we're gonna be looking at what a chord is, how it's constructed, and then look at the difference between triads and seventh chords. So, a chord is just a collection of notes. It's just a group of notes. On some instruments, they can be played together, like a piano or a guitar. On other instruments, like bass, we play them one at a time. We outline the chord one note at a time. So those collection of notes are based on certain scales, and it's certain degrees of the scale that the chord is taken out of. So if you have the most basic scale out there, the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What we do when we create a chord is we take certain degrees of those 7 notes, and then coming back to the 8th note again, which is the 1 or the tonic. So we're going to start with triads. So let's dive into it. Okay, so diving into our first type of triad, that would be the major triad, and it is based on the major scale. So if we're going to start with the most common and basic major scale, the C major scale, that's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And so what the major triad would be is the 1 degree, the 3 degree, and the 5 degree. So you have the 1, which is C. You go up the scale to get to 3, so you go C, D, E, or 1, 2, 3 on that E. So our 1 is the C, our 3 is the E, and then the 5. So C, D, E, F, G, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our major triad is a C, E, G. Okay, so I know what you might be thinking. That's really basic. I already know that, or I can go Google that and look that up anywhere. I get it. But here's the part that has been the absolute game changer for me. We as guitarists and bassists can get really rooted on or focused on or use it as a crutch of only thinking in terms of scales and chords and shapes. So you might say, yeah, I know how to play a triad, it's just this shape. But recently took a class and learned that what you really want to focus on rather than shapes, they still help. You can still go with shapes, but you want to focus on distances over shapes. So in a major triad, the distance from the 1 to the 3 is a major third. And then the distance from the 3 to the 5 is a minor third, E to G. So when you think major triad, rather than think, oh, it's just this shape, you want to be thinking it's a major third plus a minor third. Major plus a minor. Or you can think of it in terms of half steps. It's 4 half steps to the 3rd, and then 3 half steps to the 5th. Now, why is that helpful? Let's say you're playing along with the band and as you're moving your hand around and you're coming to the C chord and you want to play a major triad as you're playing your bass line, if you're rooted in and only focused on certain shapes, what happens if you land on that C with your fourth finger or with your first finger and you're like, I gotta move around, but I'm not ready for my shape? Well, if you know the distances, you can still, or if you're in a different place on your neck, or if you want to just go up the same string rather than a shape, you can go a major third and then a minor third. So it's been huge for me to think of these distances in terms of shapes, in terms of distances instead of shapes. So when you think a major triad, which is the 1, the 3, and the 5 of the major scale, you want to be thinking that's a major third plus a minor third. Major plus a minor. And then going down. Okay, so the cool thing about this is, and what makes it easy is, we just covered what we're doing on a C major scale. C, E, G, for the 1, 3, 5. But you can move that to any other note and the same thing applies. Yes, the same shape applies, but for our purposes here, the same distance also applies. So if we go to D flat, and we're going to do a D flat major triad, we know we need the 1, the 3, and the 5. And as you count your letters, so you're starting on D flat. So you got D flat, then some type of E for your 2 degree, and then some type of F. Well, we know because we're starting on D flat, and we're going up a major third. So that's D flat to F. And then from F to get to the 5 degree, we're going a minor third. D, E, F, G, A. So we've got some type of A. But because we are going a minor third, we're going to A flat within this scale and triad. So D flat, F, A flat. But the same thing applies. You can still go distances instead of shapes. And that's really helpful to start getting it in your head, to not use shapes only as your crutch. So D flat, go a major to F, and then a minor to A flat. Same thing works if you go somewhere else with it. You can go with an F major. You go a major third up to the 3 degree, A, and then from A you go to C. So you're going a major plus a minor for the F major triad. So thinking about distances instead of just shapes, you can move anywhere and you can start to work on that across all the different possibilities and notes and figure out what it is, but you're able to play it on different parts of the neck or the same string. Wherever you are, you can utilize shapes, obviously, but you can also utilize distances. Okay, so as we wrap up major triads, something we want to focus on is, remember, we're taking the 1, the 3, and the 5 degree of the major scale. So in the case of C, it's C, E, G. But you want to be able to think of it in multiple ways. You can think of it in terms of half steps, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then from there, you're going up a minor third or 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. But a much quicker way to do it is think of it in terms of a major third. And then from the 3, you're going a minor third. So the C major triad is a major plus a minor. And then what you want to do is work across all notes and all scales and work on being able to not only play it, but being able to call out the notes and also sing it. So if you drill through this, it will be a massive help to you. So 1, 3, 5, 5, 3, 1. And then also call out the note names. C, E, G, G, E, C. And I have, across all triads and all seventh chords, a stack of flashcards. Okay, so like I was talking about, every morning before I get going playing, just as a little warm-up, I work through all types of triads and seventh chords, and something that's been really helpful, I have a huge stack of all the different types. No, I do not go through that every morning, but maybe 5 or 10 every morning just to keep me fresh on the different types. And it's super simple. You can go get a stack of flashcards for $1 at the store, and then it just helps you to write them all out and then drill through them 5, 10, 15 every day. So like I have the C major, and then I work on singing it and calling out the notes as I play it. So a C major triad, you've got C, E, G. That's 4 half steps plus 3 half steps. And it's also a major third plus a minor third. So if you do that for every type, like here's a D major triad, and that is a D, an F sharp, and an A, but it's still the same thing. It's 4 half steps plus 3 half steps, or it's a major plus a minor. So the note names will change depending on the note and the scale and the chord you're playing, but the distances and the shapes will always stay the same. So I hope that helps. Next, we're going to dive into minor triads. So if you're enjoying this, let's go next to minor triads. See ya.